Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. Okay, don't worry. Betrayal is coming. Check back. Probably later today, I'll have the next chapter ready to go. But I wanted to take a quick break from that because so much is going on with Harry and Meghan. We just have to talk about it. We have to talk about this disaster Australia trip. You know, I'm obsessed. I can't stop reading about all the stuff going on. So much more has come out that we just need to talk. We're going to talk about Meghan's insane demands for her girls' weekend. It's getting weirder. And we're going to talk about what's going on with Harry. And are his tickets to his speaking engagement half price? I believe they are. We're going to talk about that and so much more. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure that you're subscribed as I push to the 200,000 mark. Hit the thumbs up, leave comments. All that helps YouTube to recommend my videos. I sincerely appreciate that. Let's jump in and talk, starting with this. Have you seen this? Oh, I'm obsessed with this trip. All right, so it's almost all journos going to Meghan's retreat. That is hilarious. So I'm hearing the same thing. People are talking about the vetting process to get to this girl's retreat, and it's a lot of YouTubers and different journalists and stuff that are planning to go to this thing. Well, they are cracking down big time. I want to talk about all of it. So allegedly, Dan Wooten has friends going, Neil Sean, some other YouTubers, they all have friends going to this thing. So now there's rumblings that they're wanting people's social media accounts. And it's they're talking about how easy it is to set up a fake pro-Meghan account and backdate it. And the NDA everyone has to sign is hilarious. If she decides to sue anyone for posting this stuff, the optics of Goliath going after a small account are horrendous. I don't know if she cares about optics, especially if Americans go or UK people. NDAs are no longer, by the way, ironclad in any way, shape, or form, since they are now considered coercive control. And coercive control has become poison in courts of law. That is interesting. I had not heard that, but I'm fascinated. Tell me more. But let's talk about it because there are allegations of all kinds of crazy stuff going on with this. But let's read some of the comments. I do hope we get all the tea. I do too. Sinner, the tea won't just spill. It'll be steeped in NDAs, meta-glass espionage, then served with a side of schadenfreude. Let's take ours piping hot with lemon and a twist of tabloid revenge. Revenge. May we sip every drop before the lawyers arrive with mops. Okay, it's going to come up, but here's my thoughts on this. I had a couple of thoughts that I want to talk to you about this girls' weekend. I know you know, but if you're the one person that doesn't, it's like 3,000 give or take to go for this weekend in Australia, and possibly, because it never was clear, but it sounds like it's queen share. So it's share a bed. So if you're an odd number, you're going to share a room with somebody, and hopefully it's 2 beds, but they can't even guarantee that. No refunds, by the way. No refunds. Unless they decide to issue a refund because they don't want journalists there. They don't let you get your own refund. It's so crazy. Who's going to this thing? Anyway, apparently just journalists. But I actually wonder now, with so much coming out about this and the journalists that are supposedly going, if she's going to find a reason to cancel this event. I feel like it's the Fire Festival. I feel like it's probably not selling well as it is. So maybe, you can tell me if you think I'm right or if you think I'm wrong here, but I just wonder if it's just another reason why she'll just cancel it. It's like when, a music, like somebody who tours, does concerts and stuff, just doesn't sell what they thought they were going to. They'll find a reason because of whatever, to cancel or change venues. There's either a problem with the venue, so they can quietly shift to a smaller one and not admit that they couldn't sell, all the tickets, or they will, suddenly come down with something and have to cancel last minute. So I don't know. We'll see. I bet I'm calling it now. I think she's going to back out, and I think it's going to be because of her kids, or that'll be the excuse she gives. Do I actually think it's that? Not at all. But I'm telling you, I just wonder if it'll be something like that. I might be wrong. You can let me know in the comments. But let's get back into the comments because there are some good ones on this that I want to keep going with. Let's see here. Okay. I'm just astounded that did you hear about this? Ariana, I don't know how to say her last name, who writes for 7 News in Australia, booked and paid for the event. That means canceled, and had the money refunded because no journalists are allowed to be there. It doesn't look good for Meg Turd. No, it doesn't look good. Not at all. I'm hearing lots of crazy stuff behind the scenes, the allegations, the NDAs, checking social media, possibility of, confiscating phones or whatever it is where you lock it in a bag and you can't use it. So they're pointing out that she's possibly a beauty journalist. A beauty journalist bounced, arbiter of allure, not attack dog. The Duchess is curating her critics with cosmetic precision. It's pure panic. Exactly that. Because anybody, like if you're, I don't know, pick somebody, if you're Taylor Swift size or somebody like that, sure, you're going to have people that like you and people that don't. But you don't have to vet the tickets because mostly it's people who really like you, and especially paying crazy amounts of money. And even if they don't, so what? You put on the best concert and let them write what they're going to write because mostly it's going to be people saying, I love the concert, whatever it is. So like movie theaters don't have to vet. Do you actually like the new Top Gun movie before you go see it? No, you just buy your ticket and decide and write what you want to write. Most venues operate like that. Meghan does not. Just as I've been reading in this betrayal, they can't stand, sorry, I had this hair that's driving me crazy. I see it back here. They can't stand any kind of negative anything. I mean, we've seen it firsthand. They try to silence any criticism, even if it's warranted or valid. They can't stand it. So of course she's going to try to control this completely. I believe it'll be either under the guise of security concerns, something like that. They'll use some sort of blanket thing like, oh, it had to be canceled because of security concerns at the last minute. Or what I really think is Harry will still go do his thing. Meghan will back out and it'll be because the kids need milkshakes or whatever nonsense she's peddling at the time. That's just my speculation. Here we go. The queen of authenticity is having a fan experience where no phones or cameras are allowed. Everyone has to sign an NDA. All questions are pre-screened. I heard the same. They're only taking pre-screened questions. Attendees have to provide social media and pre-screen before accepted. The only media interview is advertised as having preconditioned that tons of topics are out of bounds. Kim Jong-un doesn't have that many demands. I thought that was a really funny point. I wonder if people are just messing with her head and trying to unsettle her without actually planning to go there. I mean, the anticipation of something unpleasant is often worse than the actual thing. I mean, again, if you were confident in what you had and you think you're so popular you can sell at a $3,000 girls weekend, I just find that so condescending, by the way. So condescending. Only girls are dumb enough to spend $3,000 and spend a weekend on Meghan. No, nobody's dumb enough. But I wondered this as well. What I wish is that none of this had come out, meaning I wish that nobody had announced that they had people in the audience. I wish it had just happened and then we could get reports back afterwards. But maybe by announcing it, maybe it is this. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, what do I want to say here? I'm putting on my thinking crown. Okay, here's the deal. I would not go to this thing. I would not pay money to go to this thing. Did I put out feelers just to see if I got a response? Yeah, I did. I did put out feelers. Did I think about going to see my Aussie geese? Yeah, I did think about going to see my Aussie geese. But I would not give Meghan the money. I wouldn't do it. That would stop me. Because I would rather take that $3,000 and give it to a good cause. I'd rather give it to one of Catherine's charities, something like that, than I would give it to Meghan Markle. Oh, but I did think about it. I thought about it. I did get on the, I did send an email. So, that's a thing. But I'd rather straight up give the money to a good cause than I would to anything to do with Harkle. That's just me. Okay, let's continue on. That's my thinking crown. We won't, because now they're fully on guard because people can't keep their mouths shut. They will be looking for meta glasses and disallow them. In fact, the simp and succubus will have spoken to someone in the Australian government to present these security concerns. That's what I wondered too. Yeah, they love to play victim, so I'm sure it'll turn into something like that. I already suspected it would be such a brief appearance by her. I just assume if she goes at all, I still stand by, I bet she'll cancel. But if she goes at all, I think it'll be very quick, in and out, very rehearsed, nothing, like everything will be glued to her face so that way nothing can be reported on. That's just my opinion. That's what I think will happen. But yeah, they're saying everybody should have not said anything. I kind of fall into that camp. That's just me. LMAO, I love that she acts as tough. As though she's a tough, take no prisoners girl boss. But this list of demands shows how much of a weak, lazy control freak she is. She doesn't have the fire in her, nor the intellectual capacity to stand by her convictions. Piss poor behavior, shitty career, publicity, always being a gutless wonder, hiding her blank behavior behind an NDA. Pathetic, really. What's that? Oh, Cantankerous has lots to say about this. Cantankerous, what are you doing? Oh, he won't sign. He says non-flock agreement. And then he has a message. Yep, I kind of agree with you, Cantankerous. I kind of agree. But no, I agree with what this person's saying. It really is pathetic. If you're standing behind what you're saying, like, why do you need an NDA if you're not? Yeah, I just don't. I don't believe anything she says ever. And I think she just can't stop talking about herself and just gives these speeches and knows that it will end up biting her in the rear. And people are going to call it the next Fire Festival because seriously, what are you getting for that amount of money? No, I'm really asking, what would you get for that amount of money? I don't get it. The beach is closed because of, poo situations. Gross. I'm hearing that the pool, I've talked about this, the pool and parts of the deck are under construction. Who knows if it'll be done in time. I don't even think I can't remember if some of the rooms were under construction as well, but any part of a hotel under construction, if you've ever stayed at one of those, it's a nightmare. And I can't imagine I think it was supposed to be done right on time. So are those things ever done right on time? I don't know. Anyway, so those could be any number of excuses why she backs out at the last minute, but she'll want to look like a hero and a saint, if you will. So I think it's going to be kid related. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Her fault for putting on this lame event in the first place. What did she expect? Exactly. Nothing says authentic like I have everything to hide. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. Let's move on to H, shall we? Because there's stuff going on with that dude as well. Harry, the half-price prince. By the way, like a long time, I don't ever use TikTok, but I did make a TikTok early on when I was covering them, and I think I called him the half-wit prince. I think that's pretty good. Harry, I want to call him the half-wit price prince, part 2. The conference organizer in Melbourne explains the reason for offering half-price tickets. They say it's due to generous sponsors. So how does that work? If somebody already paid full price for a ticket and then they go and put them on sale, do they refund? Do you get like whatever, not refund, but get the difference in cost back? I wonder. Let me know what you think. All right, let's talk. So if you use this code, you can get a discount on your tickets. Okay. And they're thanking the sponsors for their generosity. Translation: Harry had to buy seat fillers to make this fiasco look interesting. And they still need a handful of actual paying folks to make it look real. Harry and Meghan are just wasting money at this point to look important. That's kind of what I think too. I was looking at, and I'm not trying to slide anybody, I just am not familiar with any of the people listed here. But I'm thinking if I'm one of the people listed here and I find out Harry's speaking too, I'm finding a reason to get out of it because that's going to shoot your credibility in the foot or whatever. I don't know if they even care about, I'm talking about Harry and Meghan. I don't think they care about that. But I would think if you're one of these other people speaking, you might think, oh, no, I don't want to speak next to him. What does he bring to the table? Seriously. I bought, yeah, I read that. What do you think's going on there? I mean, obviously, I feel like they just can't sell tickets, but do you think that they're just discounting tickets and that's their excuse? That's what I assume. Do you think that Harry threw money at the problem? Doubt it. Do you think that he encouraged? Well, he probably didn't do anything. I bet the organizers were like, oh crap, we're not selling tickets. So we're just going to knock the price down some. I don't know. All right, that is just what I thought. He made a generous donation. Look at my philanthropy, aka tax credit, and it was gifted mini tickets. So yeah, he bought them. It's starting to look sad and so D-list. I don't know. The reason I say I don't know is because I've been reading so much of Betrayal, and I love this book. I can't say enough good stuff. If you haven't been watching my recaps, even if you don't read the book, I'm breaking it down for it's so I mean, I want you to read the book. That's why I paused, because I want Tom Bauer to be number one. He's so good at what he does with this. But I'm saying, even if you don't think you're interested in the book, it's so good. I'm telling you, watch the recaps. It's so good. But I've learned so much more about these two and how they like to make. I mean, I just came off the Jamaica trip. I was just talking about that. In fact, hold on. If you know, you know. I just came off the Jamaica trip. Hold on. The reason for this is because of, in case you didn't remember, hold on, I've got it here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. There you go. She wore this, so I wore this, and I wrapped. I don't still have it. It's in my bathroom. I wrapped a bathrobe belt around my neck, so that's what's going on there. Anyway, we just came off the Jamaica trip where that was a theme of the trip. One of the many disasters was that people were nice to them because there were big announcements and hints that big donations would be made from the Archwell. No. So many donations pumped up and spoken about. And then I think they figured out, based on tax records, it was maybe like $8,000, something like that. But that's not what they were pumping out there. So I doubt. My point is, this similar sounds like happened in Nigeria, where all this stuff was promised, but then they seem to forget to include it on their tax returns, because it sure doesn't look like they followed through with their words there, according to Tom Bauer, right? So I don't think they're as generous as they want everybody to think they are. So I don't think that he did give money. I just wonder if the event organizers are like, oh crap, we're going to have a bunch of empty seats. We better try discounting this just in case. But yeah, I don't know. I think even with the discount, that is outrageously expensive. All right, let's continue on with the next one. Here we go. Generous sponsors must be slang for desperate organizers. That's what I think too. LOL, this made me laugh. It made me laugh too. Thank you for that. What generous sponsor would be wasting money during a time like this? Gas, oil issues going on, price of things increasing, but a generous sponsor has enough money to waste? Exactly. It's funny, I said it without saying that. Exactly. Why didn't these same generous sponsors think of this plan weeks ago so more tickets could possibly have been sold then? Because none of it makes any sense. Harry and Meghan are so delusional. They both thought that they would instantly sell out, most likely, and are shocked and blaming the media for them not selling tickets because nothing's ever their fault. All right, just more lying BS from these companies whose only goal is to gouge more money from unsuspecting public. Yeah, I suspect it's something like that. Good find. Yes. Why is this extra money from sponsors going to fund access to Prince Harry rather than answering exactly this? More calls and supporting more lives, as is their stated aim? That is such a brilliant question and such a good point. Okay, so I don't believe the extra money either, but let's say that that's true. Some generous sponsors like, you know what? I want people. Hold on. Where is it? Hold that thought. I can do this. Let me find it. Hold on. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Hold on. Okay. Here you go. I want people to be able to see Harry. All they have to do now is just pay $997. What? To see him speak. I want it. I want the masses to be. Nobody can afford that. And even if they can, they don't want to spend it on that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. Anyway, I got to quit yelling because I got to save my voice for this book. I yell during this book. It's so good. So I can't be yelling at this. Anyway, I just found that very funny. So, yeah, why not use the extra money to help with mental health as they're trying? What is this speech going to help anybody? It's not. So why can't they just put the money toward a good cause? I don't know. I don't know. All right, that's going to do it for me. I so appreciate you all. Can I just say a huge thank you? Thank you for being with me through Betrayal. I love it so much. I will be covering the Queen book after I finish Betrayal. Not much more of Betrayal to go. We'll dive into that. That book's big. So what I kind of thought is, we'll just see. I might need a little break in between books, but if nothing else, we can definitely hit some of my favorite stuff about Her Majesty the Late Queen. I love her so much. And some of the juicy bits about Harry and Meghan. So, we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what the flock wants to do, and we'll go from there. What else? I don't know. I just want to read your comments. I want to get back to Betrayal. I want to know what you're thinking on all this. And I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's been so lovely and so kind to me in the comments. So many of you say this has been your favorite of my videos. It's some of mine too. But I also still love these news videos. I like hitting the high points and the low points and talking through this stuff with you all. So I'll do that too. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I appreciate you all so much. I really do. If you want to further support the show, there are several ways you can do that. One, click on my Amazon links. Even if you don't buy, I get it. It's okay. It just helps if you click the links. I'll put those in the comments below. I appreciate that. Also, if you want to support the show, I have new merch that I love so much. I have the flock, which you can get on mugs and stickers and shirts and things like that. And I also have I Give Off. I think I've said that a couple times with them in this book. I love this book, but Harry and Meghan are doing my head in, right? But check that out. I thank you to everybody who's picked up the new merch. It means the world to me. I also have Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. It's my old name, but it's got tons of new stuff. I'm doing 3 episodes a week. Sometimes I'm really deep diving into this, telling you extra juice. Sometimes I'm hitting just Harry and Meghan gossip. Sometimes I'm not talking about Harry and Meghan. On Easter, I did a special royal family tradition where I talked about that. So it's really all kinds of stuff over there. And a huge thank you to my executive geese and ganders. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for sticking by me and supporting me the way that you do. I appreciate that. All right. That's going to do it for me. I hope you all had the best day. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And come back, because probably either later today or definitely tomorrow, one of these days, I'm going to have, probably later today, Betrayal. So check back for that. That's going to do it for me. Take care. Stay healthy. Look how cool I am. I didn't even plan to do this. There you go. There you go. How cool am I, right? What's funny is since I lost weight, these glasses are too big on my face. So they look a little big, but I still like them. It's okay. Now you can see my studio lights. How about that? I have a few lights going on. All right, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have the best day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Hi. What do you think? I like his NFA. All right. What do you think? Cantankerous? He's cool. All right. Guys, I am having the best time. I really am. I just can't thank you all enough for your kindness to me, for sticking with me. I've had so many of you saying that this has been your favorite videos that I've done. I really am enjoying it. And I'll tell you what it is. I feel, this is weird to say, but I feel closer to you guys. I feel like the comments have been amazing. I love reading them. I feel like myself, as far as I'm giving you my full personality. It's not just these quick bits. Like, I love doing videos like this one that I just did. Those are some of my favorites. But I love doing this book where I can really talk to you about, like what's on my mind, and I make silly faces, and I'm now getting into dressing in theme, and I'm just really enjoying it and having fun with it. And I hope you guys are too. I said before, I loved Revenge. That was my favorite book until this one. This one With Revenge, I love it. There's a few slow parts at the beginning. I have not found slow parts to this. I love this book. I cannot believe how deep he has gone in this book. It's amazing. I really can't say enough good stuff about it. I mean that. It's not just because, I'm a fan of his or that I, am not into Harry and Meghan. I'm telling you, it's a really good book. It's one of the best I've read on the topic, or honestly, it's just such a good, I'm just really enjoying it. He really did his homework. He should be proud of himself on this one. All right, that's going to do it for me. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I haven't worn this in a long time and I miss it, so I'm just leaving it on. All right, take care, stay healthy. Oh yeah, in case you haven't been here or you haven't been watching The Betrayal, this is Cantankerous. He moves around my studio. Some of you guys very cleverly named it The Goose is Loose. The goose is loose in my studio, and he brings some sass. He moves around and he has things. He had on sunglasses too, like for the episode where I wore sunglasses. He's got whole outfits and everything. He's just, you gotta watch out for Cantankerous. So that's what the deal is with this. All right, take care, stay healthy, bye. Sheesh, silly me.